Well, hello, YouTubers. Today is February 1st, 2016. I'm here at the Van Hook truck stop in Newtown slash Van Hook, North Dakota. This is kind of an add-on to the one video I made a couple weeks ago, which I still haven't uploaded, but I'll probably get done today. Anyway, first of all, one of the things that I screwed up on that video is I said I couldn't remember the name of the highway that I was on here, and the Van Hook truck stop is actually on the 23 near the intersection of 8. The 23 is the truck route down here in the Newtown area, and why I couldn't remember it, I don't know. In the Navy, we called that a brain fart, where you got some common knowledge that for whatever reason you can't recall it. Anyway, one of the things I wanted to point out here is, if you've been here before, you may recall that it was like most truck stops. You'd have to wait to get fuel. You have to get in nice and early to make sure you got a spot. Because of the oil downturn, you don't have any of those concerns here. You can pretty much drive up and get fuel. I can see a few of the lanes from here where I'm at. There's a truck in my way, but out of the 3 lanes I can see, there's 2 that have trucks in them. One of them is open, and they've got I think it's 5 or 6 lanes here. And most of the time, probably 99% of the time, you drive up and pull right into a lane. If you do have to wait, it's one truck, and then that truck leaves and you pull in. One of the bad things here is, even though the lot is nice and open, is unlike the Bison up the road, which recently paved their lot. This one is still dirt. So there is a concern. Like, for example, right now, most of the snow is gone. It's melted. We've got a really mild winter here, and I went around the other side of my truck to get into the side box, and ended up getting my shoes all muddy, caked on. So there is that concern if you come during the rainy season, or like I said, right now where the snow's melting and the lot's muddy. For the most part, there's only a few mud puddles. I just happen to park in one of them. And that's just because I like to park in front. I like to be able to pull straight out. I hate backing. Most truckers will probably say that I'm not a real truck driver because I like to pull out straight. I hate having to pull back in. But as far as I'm concerned, it's smarter whenever possible to pull straight through. It's safer for the people around me, and safer for me. Anyway, I think I talked about the tacos here. The food here is expensive, just like at most places, but the tacos are very reasonably priced. In case I didn't say in my last video, you just add $1 and you get fries. So it's $6.99 plus $1 if you want the fries, and you get chicken or fish. Now, the reason I bring that up this time is because the tacos have always been pretty good, but today, not so good. They've got a lady who works in the kitchen. She's been there a little while, but I've never seen her cooking. She may have cooked before, but I've just been in a position where when I come in, it's somebody else that's cooking. And there wasn't as much chicken on these tacos today as there normally is. So they, again, if you've been here before, you know that in the past, they've had lots and lots of staff. They've got, I think, 4 or 5 registers, and you'd have 4 or 5 registers open at the same time. You'd have people running around stocking. You have people in the kitchen. You'd have 1 or 2 people in the back cleaning up in the lounge area and the showers and everything. Well, that's completely changed now that, 1, the price of oil has gone down, so their customer base has gone down. But 2, I've noticed the biggest impact after they were purchased by Super Pumper. I think Super Pumper came in and started making some changes, and one of them was to reduce the number of staff. In fact, It's not uncommon to come here and find one person behind the counter. And there are, just like any truck stop, the walk-in traffic fluctuates up and down, up and down. So 1 minute you come in, you got one person behind the counter, no big deal. 5 minutes later, you've got stacks of people waiting. I've even seen it where somebody's walked. You've had 2 or 3 people standing in line and nobody behind the counter, because the person behind the counter has had to either go out and let someone into the shower, or they've had to go over. And if you have the card like my company uses for fueling, they can't run it through the regular register. They have to run it through the register and then walk over to a separate register and run it through the Comdex system. So that takes away from the staff behind the counter. Anyway, for the most part, this is a really good truck stop. The staff is very friendly. I've never had a problem I can think of with the staff. I've never seen anybody else have a problem with the staff. The showers are nice and big. And they're always clean. And there was a problem with hot water. I don't know what they did, but they finally resolved it. It took a while to resolve, but it's finally resolved. It's got nice hot water. The lounge has, I think I've mentioned this before, has 2 televisions. Most of the time they're tuned to the same station, but not always. So sometimes you got the 2 TVs in the same room competing with each other with the volume. And then they've got a TV out in the main restaurant/store area that people watch as well. One of the bad things that has always been a problem is keeping soap and toilet paper in the men's room. For example, today I went in there and one of the soap dispensers was empty. And then it's not uncommon to have all of them empty. I've run in, let me rephrase it. Not that it's not uncommon. It has happened where there's been no soap and I've had to go and ask for it. But something that really bothered me last night, and that I've experienced in the past as well, is each of the stalls in the men's room has these huge rolls of toilet paper. And there's 2 in each stall. So that's 6 total because they have 3 stalls. And last night I went in there and one of the stalls had no paper. So I went to the other stall. It had no paper. And the third one had a person in it, so I couldn't tell what was or wasn't in there. So I went out and asked for it. The guy came in, brought in 4 rolls, set them on the counter, and went back out for something, maybe to get a key or whatever. I just grabbed one of the rolls and went into one of the open stalls. Meanwhile, when he came back in, he filled the other stall that I had checked. And then by this time, the person that was in the third stall had exited, and he had to put 2 rolls in that one as well. So the guy that was in there must have either used up the last one of it, or maybe he went out sans cleaning. I don't know. But that meant that they basically were out of toilet paper in the stall. And that's happened to me before. The staff here is pretty good at most things, but whatever reason, they're not good at making sure there's always toilet paper and always soap in these dispensers. And since there's so many of them, it's obviously something that's a problem because they're not checking it. Not only not daily, because I don't think one of these rolls out and runs out in a day. Maybe it does. I can't imagine that it would now because there's so few. The customer base, like I said, has gone down quite a bit. And they have one person for every shift that's dedicated to cleaning the showers, cleaning the laundry room, and checking the bathrooms. That is his job. And they're falling down on the job. Other than that, this is a great place, like I said, to come get something quick to eat, to watch some television, do your laundry. In case I didn't mention it before, the laundry here is only $1. Wash, $1 for a wash and $1 for dry. I don't think I've ever had to wait for a washer or dryer. They've got 3, which is a small amount, but for whatever reason, it's never been a concern, never been a problem. I have had to wait for showers, but never had to wait for laundry, I don't think. Other than that, I think everything's good. thought there was something else I was going to mention, but I can't think of it at the moment. Well, one thing I will say is if you get $50 in fuel, diesel fuel, then you do get a shower, and they give you up to a month to use that shower. You can either get the shower right away, or you can get a little slip of paper, which is basically a card. They write down your information on it and give you a month to use that. Oh, I know something else I wanted to mention. I don't recall ever seeing this on any other truck stop, but they do have a note on the door to the lounge that specifically states, number one, that the truck lounge is only for truck drivers. Now, that's not uncommon to see, but it also goes on to say that the showers are for truck drivers only, and they do ask many times to see your CDL, even though, like myself, I've been coming here for many months. They still ask to see it every time. Not every time, but many times. And I am assuming, I've never been to a truck stop and seen what I could say was a prostitute, but I can only assume that must be why they put that there. Maybe I didn't say, but the showers are only for truck drivers. It says something about female guests or female companions or something like that. I can't remember how it's worded, but basically they don't want you, I guess, bringing in your spouse, if your spouse is traveling with you, maybe even your kids, I don't know. But in that case, if it's your spouse, your girlfriend, your kids, whatever, I guess you would ask them and let them know, hey, I'm traveling with my kids, it's summertime, they're with me, they need a shower too. Maybe that would be okay. But I'm sure that they're doing that, in my perception, just to cut down on maybe prostitutes coming here and what do you call it? I forget the name of the word. Propositioning you for maybe a hand job for a shower or something. I don't know. But anyway, maybe that one time that was a problem. Even when I was here before, was I down here? No, I'd never been to this truck stop prior to me when I was here last time. In fact, I didn't need to come here for a shower because I had an apartment. So maybe when the trucking boom was, the oil boom was really high and in demand, maybe there was a bigger problem with prostitution down here. I don't know. But I know that I've never seen any evidence of prostitution here at this truck stop, or any truck stop that I can think of. And I've only been driving about just short of 2 years. So, and I know that I've had people tell me about prostitution problems. I've just never experienced it for myself. So if you're traveling with your family, you're traveling with your spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, keep that in mind that they may object. So I guess my perception or my suggestion is to be upfront with them. Hey, my boyfriend's here, my girlfriend's here, my spouse, my kids, whatever. Can we share the shower? And there's plenty of room. I think I got a good view of it last time. There's plenty of room for you to have your family there shower at the same time, assuming it's suitable. That's about it. So keep on trucking, you mother truckers out there, and have a great day.